All right, my man, state your name. Let them know you on Real Talk with Nick.
This is Jay. I'm on Real Talk with Nick.
That's what's up, man. Nick fan.
Of course.
All right, man. Who's your favorite player on the Knicks, man?
What, right now?
Right now.
Right now? I'm gonna actually go with my man Jalen Brunson right now.
Yeah?
Because I'm not gonna lie. When we signed him, I was like, yo, for real?
I was about to ask you
I
that.
was like, for real? And
What made you say for real?
Because like when I saw Jalen Brunson was back up to Luka.
Right?
And I did see like, okay, he shows his little flashes and all that stuff like that. But then you come in here, I feel like anybody that comes here, playing in New York is not like playing it anywhere else. You will get booed when you do bad. Not a lot of people can hold up to that. For example, Julius.
Okay.
I am on the bandwagon of I respect you, my brother. I love the fact you played every game. I'm sort of kind of ready for them to move on from him. One, Obi Toppin has arrived, and I am a huge Obi Toppin fanatic. When Julius was out at the end, no matter how much I love the fact the way that Julius hold it down for us. But when Obi Toppin gets to shine, that dude shines, bro.
So you telling me that Obi has talent that he'll surpass Julius Randle's talent?
If given the time, yes. I'm a huge believer that if given the time, he's gonna be a better scorer than Julius Randle. Because my issue with Julius Randle, you a big boy, my brother. You a bully. You a bull. Why are you shooting threes? You should be pushing these dudes out the way and just dunking it on them or putting it up.
So you saying he plays soft?
I'm saying he doesn't. He wants to be too much of a 3-point shooter. It's okay to go for the three once in a while, but when you big like that, my brother, I need you to bully these dudes that are on the bottom of you. Like the way I look at it, I'm like, Jared Allen, great center, scrawny dude. Evan Mobley, he's big. Julius Randle is like 240 pounds of pure muscle, bruh. Julius Randle can easily bump these dudes out the way and put the ball up. And I'm like, why? Okay, I get you. You want to shoot your threes and all that. Leave your threes up to Jalen Brunson, R.J. Barrett. Leave it to Corey Hart. Leave it to them. Stop doing all this, brother. And then my other thing is, I'm a big believer of let my man Mitchell Robinson do his thing, man.
Ooh.
Mitchell Robinson can block. He can defend. I'm a fanatic of the dude.
So you saying he's not getting his just due?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people like they want him to do more, but I'm like, yo, he's doing everything we want him to do. I feel he's doing everything we want him to. We want him to block, he gets your blocks, he gets your rebounds, he does that. I feel like the centers.
You don't think there's more growth in him as a center?
Oh, there could be more growth. I mean, there's also maturity growth that I can also see, because I remember reading a few months back an article saying that he wanted to start shooting threes because he shot threes in college.
Right.
But that Tibbs doesn't want to let him shoot threes. Tibbs is like, no. And I'm like, I agree with that, because at the end of the day, I like my centers to be the prototypical centers, like Shaq. I'm at the paint. I'm gonna dominate you from the bottom. I'm a big man. I'm gonna put pressure on you. Mitchell Robinson is big. You lengthy. You everything, my brother. I think if he actually can get away from wanting to shoot threes, I think the dude could be like a monster.
So let's rate Mitchell Robinson as a center.
Amongst all the centers right now, or just
amongst all the centers in the NBA? Would you rate him? Top 10, top 20? Let's start with defense.
Defense? I rate him at
even top 5, top 10.
No, top 15, top 15s, because there's still other centers that are vicious. But right now in the playoffs, he's top 5. In the playoffs, he's top 5.
Top 5 in the playoffs.
Yes.
Okay, and now what more would you like from him, man? I know you're saying he's doing his thing. He's not getting the credit he deserves, but there's always room for growth, man.
I would personally like if he actually worked a little bit more on getting his blocks. Because there were certain plays in the last game that we played, even though we won, there were still certain plays where I was saying him and Julius Randle could have done a little bit more earlier to stop that bleeding, to stop them a little bit more. There were certain plays that I was like, yo, get your hand in front of them. Get your hand in front of him. There was one play in particular with Julius that Garland had the ball. Garland was dribbling. Brunson had to go cover another man. But then once Brunson realized that Garland was about to shoot, Julius is standing right in front of him and he's going like this. And I'm like, why isn't your hand up in the man's face?
Why do you think he's doing that, man? Do you think he feels some type of way?
Look,
Is he a team player? Let's talk about Julius Randle because it seems like your frustration.
my frustration is that one, I'm like, yo, I get it. You play with Kobe, you play with some of the greats. But I feel like he tries to put himself at that level. There's levels to this. Remember a few years ago when Brooklyn had, what was it, Joe Johnson?
Right.
And they gave him that big, massive contract. And everybody was like, yo, you're paying a guy who's an all-star, superstar money. I feel like Julius is putting himself at a level in his mind mentally that his skills aren't necessarily up there with him.
So he think he's Kobe in your eyes.
Yes. Because there's certain things, and I'm like, yo, bro, I don't want your big self running a play. I want you to be the dude that I'm going to pass you the ball, and you're going to do your thing on the paint. Lately, he wants to go to the three-point line. Like, I get it. Sometimes he'll make them. He'll have nights that he'll go off. But you got to know mentally when it's not working for you. And you got to switch it up. I was like, when Thibodeau took him out, I was like, about time. Because it was crazy. It was crazy. But then, this is also why I'm like, yo, if we move on from him.
Do you think R.J. Barrett will have a better game if we move on for Julius Randle? Let's talk about Randle.
Let me tell you something about it. No.
I mean, not Randle, R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett.
Let me tell you something. I love-hate relationship with R.J. Barrett, and I honestly will be honest about that. Because he another one. He another one that when he doesn't get the ball, he feels like he needs the ball, he kind of throws a little fit when he doesn't. For example, the last game, he shot a three, he missed. Harkenstein got the ball, passed the ball to Brunson. Nobody was guarding RJ, but why your man is already like, give me the ball. And Brunson's like, nah, bro. And he shoots the three and he makes it. Rather than celebrating his teammate, you see him go, all right, yeah. And I'm like, come on, like, that's not what I want to see. I get it. You're a young dude. You want to make the shots and you want to make your mark. But at the same time, your shooting has been a little off lately, too.
Well, how you feel about his game when we speak of the Cleveland series? R.J. Barrett. He's starting to, step up.
He's starting to step up. I give him that much. He's stepping up, and he's doing a lot more than I expected him to do now. Because the way he played all season, to me, I was like, oh God, no. I was ready like, yo, move this dude. Like, I can't. Like, I got to re-sign him to an extension, but I was just like, yo, really, dude? And then, like, he was sloppy the first few games. Started putting it back together. So I'm kind of hoping. To me, I want the Knicks to close it out tonight. As awesome it would be to see them close it out on Friday at the Garden, I want them to shut it down tonight. That's it. Just go on and just wait.
That's what you want.
That's what I want. I want them to that's it. End it right now. Get it over with. And that's pretty much what I just want them to do tonight.
Okay, man.
Brunson needs to just put his foot on that gas and just that's it.
Jalen Brunson, the floor general, man.
Yeah.
That he is. Do you think he overshoots?
No.
You don't think he shoot enough, or you think he's right where he needs to be?
I think he's comfortable right where he needs to be, and I think that whenever he sees that he can go for an extra shot, he does it. I don't see anything wrong with how he plays. I feel like he gets enough touches to all his teammates. The Corey Hart and him connection right now. The Josh Hart, you call him Corey Hart. The Josh Hart and him connection is amazing.
Speaking of Josh Hart, I call him the Gorilla Glue, man, because he put everything together.
Yeah, that was crazy.
How you feel about him? I'm joining, man.
I was happy when we got him because I'm like, yo, he's a good player. Yeah, I saw him as a role player. That I think he was gonna have this much of an impact. Nah. But I'm surprised with him, and I love it.
It seems like he want to be here, man. He wears.
Play him, man. I really hope we give him an extension.
Does he remind you of another player in the past, present? I mean, to me, I say Doc Rivers. Remember when Doc Rivers the hustle, and like Doc Rivers to me used to hustle for loose balls and whatnot.
Yeah.
Remember the season or play where he chipped his tooth from the court? I don't know. Remember that?
Nah,
I don't know how old you are, man,
I'm
but
34.
oh man, I'm telling my age, man. I got you by 16, you know. But yeah, man, it was a play out there. But yeah, man, Knicks got to close it out, like you say, man. So you giving no excuse.
One other thing.
Go ahead.
Whoever we face next, they better not be slow, because I'm literally saying it. Nobody's faster in the NBA than Emmanuel Quickly.
Yo, you was reading my mind, man.
I never seen no dude that do what he do as fast as he does it, and still have control of his feet.
And God forbid something was to happen to Jalen Brunson, you think Emmanuel Quickly could?
I'll be all right with Emmanuel Quickly, but I'll also be all right with I call him the Udonis Haslam of the Knicks, with Derrick Rose.
Yeah. Well, you know, he playing the Jerry Jack role, being mentoring and whatnot. But speaking of Emmanuel Quickly, man, was you upset when you found out he didn't get the Six-Man award?
Yeah, he deserved the shit out of that, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut.
Right, you good.
He really did deserve that, man. I was looking at everybody else, and I'm like, yo, come on, man, really? I agree with some of the other ones. Like, I agree with Paolo Banchero and stuff like that, winning Rookie of the Year. Not really mad about it. Could have been a little better if, you know, Jericho, you know, if one of our rookies would have done something better, but I get it.
Okay. And back to Julius, man.
Yeah.
You're not using his ankle because you know his ankle is.
I would use the ankle if it wasn't that he pulled. I'm not gonna say hate. I have a dislike for Dylan Brooks. If he didn't pull the Dylan Brooks and just walked out and didn't talk to the media, he could have just been like, yo, you know, coach saw something, the team saw something, so they wanted me to sit down. That could have been it, and he could have just walked out. The fact that you just didn't want to talk to the media, it puts you off. Like, yo, you're a crybaby. You're too big to be crying like this. So it's like, I'm like, yo, come on, man.
So damn, not only is you calling Julius Randle a crybaby, you saying he think he's
but
Kobe.
Come on, bro. He got.
You saying he think he's Kobe.
He thinks he's Kobe. He thinks, but bro, you really not. And honestly, I
mean, don't he get some credit though for what he put down during the regular season?
No, I give him credit, all the credit. He did. I give him this. My man didn't pull no Kawhi Leonard. He didn't pull nothing like, oh, I need low management. He played it out all year till he injured himself. Respect. He carried that team, and heck, we probably not even be where we are right now without him. But my issue with him is, dude, remember who you are and what you could do. Yeah, you can shoot threes, but you're not a high volume three-point shooter. No matter how you try to face it, you're not that. That's my biggest issue with him. That, and then the whole him whining and not being able to take it when people boo you. Bro, you play in New York City. You're gonna get booed. Who hasn't played here, done bad, and gotten booed before? Everybody has. Any sport. And so it's like, you have to understand that that's what comes with wearing that orange and blue, bro.
Okay.
Same way we put it on the pinstripes in the Bronx.
And two more, man. We out of here. Quentin Grimes, man.
Quentin Grimes. Let me tell you something. I am so happy with Quentin Grimes. I was of the mindset of, can we get rid of this dude and give me OG Anunoby? After watching this dude play this year, actually healthy and all that stuff, I was like, okay, I like this. I like the core. I like the core that we have.
Does he remind you of a Klay Thompson, or am I reaching?
Nah. I would say not a Klay Thompson, because I feel like let me see him in another year. Can he shoot threes? Yeah. Oh my God, he can shoot threes. But Klay Thompson happens to be my favorite Warrior of them. Like, I'm like, oh, because me and his birthday are the same day and everything like that. So it's like, I don't see him as a Klay Thompson though.
No.
Nah. Maybe if like next year.
In the future, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. And Tom Thibodeau as a coach, man. What he needs to do, man. What's his plus and takeaways, man, to get us successful during this round with Cleveland?
I think he needs to keep doing exactly what he's been doing. He pulled the plug on Julius when
oh
Julius
man, you
I'm sorry, then I gotta call it like I'm a fan of Thibodeau. I wanted the dude to be here a long time ago. So I'm like, okay, we got him. And I feel like this year, he came in with a different mindset. And I like the mindset that he came in with this year because if you really notice, the past few years, what he's been doing, he's been running all the players down to the ground. While, yeah, that is true about a Thibodeau team. He will play you to the ground.
Well, I did make a video saying that Tom Thibodeau needed to sit Julius Randle out at times, but he probably wouldn't do it because he was scared of Randle having them spree well hands.
That, and I think he didn't know what he had in Obi Toppin yet. But now, Obi, I feel like Obi's arrived a little bit. And I'm curious to see what happens next year because he got because his contract is up next year. So I'm curious because personally, I want the Knicks to keep him. I want the Knicks to keep him and Isaiah Hartenstein too, man. That boy came out of nowhere to me. Everybody kept telling me, "I do is trash, man."
I mean, you hear that time and time. Some people say he let big men abuse him under the paint. That's their only.
I think this year he did a pretty decent job for us this year. I was impressed.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
Yeah. All right, man. So we're gonna close it out like this. How far you see the Knicks going in the series?
Call me.
Think we're gonna close it tonight?
I've been saying this. That we're gonna close it tonight.
Right.
We're gonna close it tonight, and I've been saying this for a little bit because I've been looking at the teams, and I'm like, I feel like the East is open. I feel without Giannis,
we could take it all away.
The Bucks ain't nothing. Middleton ain't himself. So I'm like, you know what? Let Miami smack the Bucks, but I want the Knicks to personally smack the Heat. I want them to personally smack Jimmy Butler out of the thing.
That would be nice.
And the reason why I'm not afraid of the Celtics, it can remind me if I'm wrong. The last 3 times we faced the Celtics in the regular season, didn't we spank them 3 times straight in a row?
Absolutely.
Last night, isn't that the same Celtics that everybody knows?
That's right.
So who was there to
be
afraid of?
The Birdman, he came back.
What's there to be afraid of?
Ice tray, that's right,
like,
baby.
I'm looking at it like, yo, there's nothing to be afraid of because it's like, we beat y'all before. Yeah, different atmosphere, playoffs and everything like that, but we have a team that's young, that's fast, and I'm going to say this again. Ain't nobody on any one of those teams faster than Emmanuel quickly. And I'm going to keep running with that because there ain't nobody faster. And there ain't nobody more physical than Julius Randle when he finally remembers that, yo, I'm going to put it and push these things on my way.
And that he's not Kobe.
You're not Kobe, my brother.
And that's what it is, man. Listen, I want to thank my man for coming on Real Talk with Nick. We're in Harlem, y'all. And that's what it is, man. Let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks.